Welcome to the game line. This weekend, a young Leicester Tigers team pulled off a fantastic win against a French giant in Stade Francais. The match was close throughout, with Stade opting to play territorially with lots of box kicks. This was presumably done because they believed that their more experienced players could get the job done over the course of the match. Leicester, on the other hand, were more brave and backed their speed and power to overcome their opponents. Their aggressive defense shut down Stade Francais' options throughout the match, and they also showed great maturity, particularly in the last 20 minutes, to pull through. Stade Francais' idea was to push Leicester back as much as they can to try and force opponent mistakes. They seem to have a policy of not playing out of their own half. They did this primarily through the box kick. Nearly every time they got the ball in their own half, they would position their chasers and forwards correctly over the course of one or two phases before launching the kick. To be fair to them, this did work. Leicester made many errors during these periods of pressure. But Stade Francais just couldn't capitalize on these mistakes. Sometimes they got unlucky, but other times they were error-ridden themselves. One area where Leicester really impressed was in their maturity shown when Stade managed to implement their strategy. When they did secure the ball, they managed to respond with highly effective territorial kicks themselves. They also managed to show great patience and not overcommit defenders, attackers and positional players, particularly when they were under pressure. Leicester's back three were solid in their fielding of the ball. There were times where they didn't secure the ball properly. However, this wasn't during crucial moments. While their counter-attack didn't overpower the Parisians, their decision-making was on point, and they managed to find the support needed to return the ball effectively. As mentioned previously, Stade would kick the ball deeper and wait for Leicester to counter-attack. When they did return the ball, it was either through accurate territorial kicks of their own or into clusters of their own players, leaving enough support to secure the ball and to push Stade Francais back all over again. This led to territory being fairly even, which was antithetical to what Stade wanted. This brings me to the next area where Leicester were effective: their attack. Their attack focused on speed and physicality. What was impressive was that their support runners were always there at the breakdown. This led to a high amount of continuity, with Stade Francais unable to compete at the breakdown. As mentioned previously, Stade's main objective was to be dominant in territory. This high continuity from Leicester meant that they just couldn't play the game that they wanted to play. The two most important factors in this game was without a doubt Stade Francais' inaccuracy and Leicester's ability to be strong in the set piece when it mattered. Stade had 11 penalties to Leicester's 10, and they made 8 handling errors throughout the match. Apart from the fact that they made more mistakes, these mistakes cost them dearly throughout the match. There were moments when Leicester made some rudimentary errors, and Stade not being able to capitalize on these clear opportunities had a massive impact on the game, even if they would have led to small advantages. These mistakes were also made during crucial moments in the match, specifically that last drop ball that would have led to the match-winning try. The team will have to acknowledge that it's just not good enough. However, we all have a bad day every now and then, and they will learn from it. Another area where Stade may be questioned was their overall plan for the game. While I don't think they needed to change their overall approach, there were moments where their decision-making could have been more brave. While a slow and conservative style of play does work, it has to be underpinned by a high level of accuracy. When this accuracy wasn't there, they still backed their systems when they arguably could have been more brave and tried to exploit the spaces left by Leicester's aggressive defense. As the match went on, Stade were under more and more pressure to close out the match, and this left them with no choice but to play very high risk towards the end. On the flip side, Leicester delivered where it mattered most, particularly during set pieces. While Leicester did have the worst set piece stats overall, the set pieces that did work happened in crucial times and important locations. They had 2 mauls that led to tries. One happened in the 7th minute, leading to Leicester adding scoreboard pressure early. The second happened 5 minutes after the first half ended, as they headed for half-time. The scrum penalty in the 65th minute was perhaps even more crucial, as it was the points that gave them the lead. This put immense pressure on Stade Francais and led to their panicked approach by the end of the game. If you like this video and would like to see more, then please consider liking and subscribing. See you next time.